Imagine finding out your own mother manipulated you out of a family trip, not because of bad luck or an honest mistake, but because she decided to lie about the cost of plane tickets. She told me the flights were nearly $1,500 each, insisting I should stay behind because it was too much money. I believed her, until the truth surfaced. Not only had she booked flights for everyone else at a fraction of the cost, she tried charging me an outrageous $9,540 bill. I had always been the responsible one in my family, the sibling who kept to myself, worked hard, and didn't cause drama. My mom, on the other hand, had a reputation for controlling the family's finances, even though it wasn't her money to control. When my sister's wedding was announced overseas, I was excited but cautious. Traveling would be expensive, and I wanted to contribute without breaking the bank. A few weeks before the trip, my mom called me with important news. She said, "Honey, the flights are ridiculously expensive this year. It's about $1,450 per ticket." Since I didn't have much savings at the time, she told me it was better if I didn't go. "We'll take plenty of pictures," she added, almost as if she was comforting me for missing out. I felt crushed, but I trusted her judgment. She had booked everyone's tickets before, so I assumed she was just trying to save me from a financial burden. What I didn't know was that her words weren't meant to protect me, they were the first step in a scheme. The truth came out in the most unexpected way. A week before the wedding, I went to visit my cousin, who casually mentioned how cheap the flights had been when they booked. "It was such a steal, like under $500 round trip," she said. I froze. "Wait, what?" "Mom told me the tickets were $1,450 each," I said, completely stunned. My cousin's face twisted in confusion. She even showed me her email confirmation, and sure enough, the price was way lower. That night, I couldn't shake the feeling that something was wrong. I logged into my bank account to double-check my credit card statements. My stomach dropped. I saw a pending charge for $9,540. It turned out my mom had booked a bundle of tickets using my card without telling me. Not only had she lied about the price, she was trying to pass the entire group's flight costs onto me. I called her immediately. "What is this? Why are there almost $10,000 in charges on my account?" She didn't even sound guilty. "Oh, don't be dramatic. I put the family's flights on your card since you have good credit. Everyone will pay you back." But here's the kicker, when I confronted my siblings, none of them had any idea. They thought she had bought their tickets as a gift. My mom wasn't planning on telling them or paying me back. She was planning on pocketing their money herself. I knew I couldn't let this slide. This wasn't just a little lie, it was financial manipulation on a massive scale. I immediately called the airline, explained the fraud, and got the charges reversed before they went through. My card was locked, and I felt relief wash over me. The next morning, my mom called again, furious. "Why would you cancel those flights?" "Now I look like a fool," she snapped. "No, Mom," I shot back. "You look like a thief. You tried to stick me with a $9,500 bill while lying about the prices." She denied it, of course, but the proof was in black and white. I had screenshots of my pending charges, my cousin's confirmation email, and texts from siblings proving they were never supposed to pay me. When I threatened to show everything to the family, her tone changed. "You're going to destroy me if you tell them," she pleaded. That's when it hit me, she wasn't worried about me, my money, or the betrayal. She was worried about her image. My mother had spent years painting herself as the provider, the sacrificing parent who always did things for her children. Exposing her meant unraveling her carefully constructed mask. And I was more than ready to do it. The wedding was only days away, and I had a decision to make: let her get away with it, or pull back the curtain. I chose curtain. At the family gathering before everyone left for the airport, I stood up and calmly said, "I need to clear something up before the trip." I laid everything out: the inflated ticket prices, the $9,540 charge attempt, the lies about me not being able to come. Gasps filled the room. My siblings stared at my mom in disbelief. My aunt demanded, "Is this true?" Mom tried to spin the story, but it was too late. I handed my siblings printed proof, screenshots, emails, everything. There was no denying it. The fallout was instant. My siblings were furious that she lied to them and tried to scam me. Some even refused to let her handle any money ever again. She wasn't just embarrassed, she was exposed. As for me, I booked my own ticket directly with the airline that same day, using my own funds at the real price. When I showed up at the wedding, everyone welcomed me warmly, except for my mom, who avoided me like the plague. She had to face the family she tried to deceive, powerless to spin the narrative. That moment, walking into the wedding on my own terms, was my revenge. After the wedding, things were never the same. My siblings stopped trusting my mom with anything money-related. In fact, they started handling their own finances, something they admitted they should have done years ago. As for me, I drew a hard line. I told my mom that if she ever tried something like this again, I wouldn't just expose her privately, I'd take legal action. She tried to guilt-trip me, crying about how I'd humiliated her, but I didn't feel an ounce of regret. For years, she had played the role of financial gatekeeper, using lies and manipulation to control us. This time, her greed finally backfired. Looking back, it wasn't just about the money. It was about trust, and how easily it can be broken by someone you're supposed to rely on the most. I learned that protecting myself wasn't selfish, it was necessary. And the sweetest part of all? She never saw it coming. Sometimes, revenge isn't about payback in the form of money or punishment, it's about exposing the truth so clearly that the manipulator can never twist the story again. My mom's plan to make me pay for everyone's flights and pocket the cash fell apart the moment I refused to stay silent. In the end, I went to the wedding on my own terms, while she faced the shame she created. If there's one lesson here, it's simple: never underestimate the power of receipts, and the courage to use them.